My fellow Americans, my name is Ron Barnes, and I am the presidential candidate of the Bloc Party. As you see here, I have graduate degrees in business and education. I am a bishop of the Universal Ministries, author of the 3 books you see here, and award-winning songwriter. I have run for president in every election since 2000, and every election produced the same result. I got no votes and spent no money. I expect this election to have the same result. I originally designed this website to be humorous. Unfortunately, our nation is currently facing serious problems which are no laughing matter. These issues require our most serious attention and immediate action. On the left-hand side of the page, you will find links to my videos about these issues. I am neither a conservative nor a liberal. I am a pragmatist. I believe the best way to do things is the way that works. Unfortunately, our government is taking actions which will ultimately prove to be counterproductive. Although I am philosophically opposed to abortion, I believe that overturning Roe v. Wade would result in the death of hundreds of women and serious problems for mothers, children, and our communities. I was a Republican for most of my life, but Republicans have traditionally been fiscal conservatives. In the last 2 years, we have added over $1 trillion to our national debt. We have mortgaged the future of our grandchildren so companies could use stock buybacks to fatten the salaries and stock options of their executives. This is like taking out a second mortgage to buy your neighbor a new bass boat. We have seen an assault on our civil rights, including the right to vote, marriage, and many others. We have seen the president dividing our country along political, racial, and ancestral lines until our community has become nothing but warring factions. This is still the United States. Ben Franklin said it best: "If we do not hang together, we will surely hang separately." We spend billions of dollars every year to give our children a mediocre education. Our public education system is designed to serve the needs of the system, not the needs of the students. It's time we put the focus on what the student is learning, not what the system is providing. And our country is falling apart. Our roads, bridges, airports, and harbors are in need of serious repair. Our air, water, and soil are being contaminated, posing a serious health hazard. And businesses are being deprived of resources which could dramatically improve our economy. We know how to do it. All we need is for our politicians to have the will to do it. We have also seen incursions into our rights and freedoms by private organizations. The NFL has taken actions against players exercising their rights under the First Amendment to the Constitution. The First Amendment says Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and petition the government for a redress of grievances. Clearly, the players were exercising their rights to peacefully express themselves and petition for a redress of grievances, particularly the police shootings, which drew public outcries. I believe the NFL owners were also forcing the players to violate the second commandment, which says, "You shall not make for yourself a carved image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or in the earth beneath, or that is in the waters under the earth. You shall not bow down to them, nor serve them." By forcing the players to assume the state-approved posture, the owners were demanding that the players honor a man-made image. So the owners were being unpatriotic and blasphemous. When Donald Trump calls the Mueller investigation a hoax, he lies. I believe that when Trump tried to build a hotel in Moscow, he submitted the same documents that every business has to submit to prove creditworthiness. I believe that Putin has these documents. I also believe that Trump knows that if Putin becomes unhappy with him, the tax returns and other documents he hid during his campaign will become public knowledge. The press and Congress would have a field day with them. I am also concerned about our politicians providing propaganda fodder for the homicidal maniacs in the Middle East. We have all heard politicians rail against radical Islam. Among my many talents, I am a certified audio engineer. It would take me about 5 minutes to take a recording of one of these speeches and remove the word radical. I now have a speech by an American politician saying we must wipe out Islam. This would make a great propaganda tool for those trying to hide their crimes behind God's back. How does it make us safer to provide propaganda for those who want to kill us? Politicians love to talk about helping the job creators. Corporate executives are not job creators. Consumers are the job creators. You and I create jobs. Companies without customers don't hire anybody. And Trump's wall is nothing but a monument to his ego and red meat for his base. There are much better ways to secure our borders without depriving the military or the victims of the hurricane which devastated Puerto Rico. All of this leads to a question that reports indicate has been raised by the FBI and has certainly crossed the mind of Robert Mueller. Personally, I think Trump is what the Russians call a useful idiot. Trump likes to think of himself as a master negotiator. Compared to Putin, a lifelong intelligence officer, Trump is a babe in the woods. You will find more information on these subjects in the videos to your left. You will also find a link to Noam Chomsky's Requiem for the American Dream. It reads like the Republican playbook. You will also discover that some of our founding fathers were suspicious of many democratic principles. This is why, until the passage of the 17th Amendment, senators were chosen by state legislatures. It is also why the president is chosen by the Electoral College, not a popular vote. I encourage you to use it as a source of information and contemplation. In viewing these videos, I want you to put aside your preconceptions. Do not pay attention to what our public figures say. Pay attention to what they do. Marketing professionals know that our thoughts and actions are usually guided by our emotions, not logic. Advertisements and public statements are designed to appeal to our emotions. They want us to put our brains on idle and act on our emotions. That is why I am confident that I will never be elected to public office. I want you to use your brain. Thomas Jefferson wrote that a well-informed electorate is a prerequisite to democracy. I hope you find this website informative. Keep learning. Keep thinking. Our country and our freedom depend on it. Enjoy the website.